Hi, this is Dr. Tanya Rampersad ND, and this is one more segment in a series on homeopathy. I hope you enjoy it and that you learn something interesting. So this presentation is based on presentations that I've done in the past, and the purpose of it is to explain why I think and I know that homeopathy will be so important for people, for lay people and for doctors as well, to know and be able to use in the years to come. In order to know what might happen in the future, I think it's important to know what has been in the past. And in the past, we've experienced growing expenses from within our medical system. So the chart here to the right shows our expenses on healthcare reflected in terms of a percentage of our gross domestic product. So what this means is that the rate of expenditures on our medical system, on healthcare, are exceeding the rate of inflation. So we're spending more. These rates of change are not dependent on inflation. We're just spending more, period. This is in part due to more technology, and it's in part due to more drugs. So we have subsidized prescription drug programs because some drugs are very expensive. And we have treatments based on diagnosis because you cannot treat somebody with a medicine unless they first have a diagnosis. So some people think that we have a manufacturing of illnesses or diagnoses. I will refer you to Alan Castle's book called Selling Sickness, and this is for the sole purpose of selling more medicines, some would argue. And some would argue that these are not actual illnesses at all, but normal life events. Okay, so despite all of these increases in spending, and we're talking billions of dollars here, every year our healthcare expenses go up by several $billion. Despite this, we have increased wait times for surgeries, for diagnostic procedures, for emergency room admissions, and we're spending more money on ourselves. So there's an increase in the use and expenditures on natural medicine, on chiropractic medicine, and I think this trend will also increase. So, to know what's coming with our population, again, we look to what it has been. It has been growing steadily, and right now the population is at 6.75 billion. And at this number, we're experiencing more pollution than we ever have before. We're experiencing more environmental degradation and usage of our non-renewable natural resources than ever before. More pollution, more species extinction. You know the picture. So in 10 years, the world population is estimated to be about 7.9 billion. And by 2100, we're expected to be at about 100% world capacity, which is approximately 12 billion people. May not sound like that much, but you just imagine doubling our population in a few years. And you can imagine what the scenario might be. It might be a lot of stress. People will be moving around a lot more. There will be even more environmental degradation and more energy depletion, which ultimately means more poverty. And there will be more crowding. And this, because of the stress, because of the crowding, because of the decreases in food quality and in natural resources, all these things will diminish our immunity. And this greatly increases the likelihood of a pandemic erupting, especially with all the travel that people will be doing. So what does homeopathy have to offer in this situation? Well, homeopathy is incredibly sustainable because we use minute substances. We might use a plant, and from that one plant, make enough medicine for hundreds of thousands of people, if not more. This makes the remedies incredibly inexpensive, and homeopathy has a proven track record in all kinds of infectious acute illnesses and in the prevention of epidemics, as well as the treatment of epidemics. It's a whole system of medicine, so we do not treat based on diagnosis, we treat based on state. So I don't care whether the state is called Ebola or whether it's called botulism. I have complete faith that homeopathy can handle it. Another reason for choosing homeopathy as a medicine, or why homeopathy will fit for the coming world, is that it's also a vehicle for communicating with and understanding the world that we live in. There have been some very interesting animal provings or tests, and through these provings people get to experience through the human mind what it is that these animals are going through, whether it's uncertainty about their future, in an animal way, of course, or whether it's despair over their slaughter, as in the elephant provings. I think homeopathy offers us a way to keep a library of all the plants, animals, and minerals that we have on our planet, along with the microorganisms and the yet unknown substances that are on our earth. So, where is homeopathy currently, and where will it keep going? Well, India is a prime example of where homeopathy has flourished. Large population, not necessarily a rich population, and homeopathy is built into the medical system. So you can go to a homeopathic hospital, or you can go to a Western-style hospital. Isn't that fascinating? Even in Europe, homeopathy is practiced by MDs, and they have homeopathic hospitals as well in Europe. Japan is new to pick up on homeopathy, and they're just starting with seminars, but that's very exciting because Japan has been relatively insulated from the rest of the world for quite a while. And China is just becoming introduced. And China, like India, I think, will do very, very well with homeopathy. Huge population, and they certainly need a medicine that is cost-effective, effective, and that won't degrade their environment even more. So I think homeopathy can meet these challenges because things are changing so quickly, and we really need to think about solutions that are cost-effective. We need to preserve what we have and stop raping and pillaging, for lack of better words. And I really think that homeopathy has a place in this world and in the future, and in preserving our beautiful planet.